Why? Why do I do the things that I do? Triggers.
Triggers. Triggers.
Years ago, I would stand in line at the grocery store and all the magazine racks with all these ladies looking provocative were looking at me. I would get so upset that I would take the magazines and flip them over, or I would run out of the store crying. What was wrong with me? Seriously, what was wrong with me? So that's what I found myself asking a therapist after telling her the latest experience in the grocery store.
What is wrong with me?
Have you ever dealt with triggers? Triggers are like buttons to our emotions. One gets pushed, an emotional overwhelm happens and we react in some weird way. So technically speaking, a trigger is called paired association. It's when an object, an event, or a memory sets off the danger response in our body. To understand paired association is to go back to an experiment back in the day called Pavlov's dog. And many people are familiar with this, but if you're not, let me just quickly tell you the story. So Pavlov decided to do an experiment with a dog when he realized that every time a dog would be presented food, it would salivate. And so he decided to take an object like a bell. It's a neutral object. A bell means nothing, right? But he would ring the bell and then present food to the dog. Ring the bell, present food to the dog. Ring the bell, present food to the dog. And you've got it. Once the dog heard the bell ring, even before the food came out, it would salivate, right? Then the next part of this experiment it's a very important part. And it's the part of, he started ringing the bell and not bring food. Ringing the bell and not bringing food. And after a few days of that, the dog stopped salivating. So the dog relearned that just because a bell is ringing does not mean that there's going to be food. So it stopped salivating when he heard the bell ring. This is good news because that means our brains are retrainable. Neuroplasticity. Yeah. Many triggers cause anxiety, and this is where the problem starts because our natural response to anxiety is to avoid it. So as we avoid this danger button that has happened in our system literally goes, holy smokes, that was close, but we survived. Next time, I will feel more anxious and we will survive even better. That's right. So as we avoid it, it actually is like fertilizer to the anxiety. It makes it grow. That's why avoidance makes our system grow more and more anxiety.
Until we're stuck in our closet and we can't go anywhere because we're afraid to get out of the space.
So the problem with avoiding anxiety is it grows more anxiety. What does that look like? Well, it could look like turning magazines around or leaving the store crying, or it could look like addiction, or it could look like isolation. You fill in the blank. What does it actually look like for you? Because of trauma that happened in my early childhood that involved pornography, it became a trigger for me to see pretty and provocative women on the cover of magazines at the grocery store. The problem with triggers is this. Our system is telling us that we're in danger when we're actually safe.
Just like me with the magazines in the grocery store.
Okay, so like I said before, triggers are a pair association. It's where you've taken an event, an object, or a memory and paired it with something that says danger. When you hear something cool, you can rewire it and repair it. Repair. We can be repaired by slowly and methodically facing our triggers. How do we do that, you say? Let's figure that out. What we need to do is slow down, pause to ponder, and think, what are my triggers? Next, we have to put away our amazing ability of avoidance. Yeah. If we put away our amazing ability of avoidance, then we can start on the trek for healing. Number 1, what are your triggers? Write them down. Number 2, write down what your physical and emotional reactions are to the triggers. Look at each of these triggers that you have listed and think to yourself, is this safe or is this real danger? If it's really safe, then you can write next to it, this is really safe. It feels dangerous, but it's really safe. Number 4, choose a trigger that you're ready to face, to break it down into small steps and recognize that you're in a zone. Are you in a comfort zone? Usually the comfort zone is when we're avoiding, we're running away, right? That's the comfort zone. Another zone is the panic zone. You don't want to face something when you're in the panic zone. You want to face it in the growth zone. The growth zone is where you're uncomfortable, but you're not freaking out. Like me with the magazines. If I specifically told a friend, I want to go to the store and look at these magazines looking back at me. Can you be with me and help me face this? Now, if I was freaking out and crying and hyperventilating, that's not the time to do it. The time to do it is with intent, when I have intention, and I can go there strengthened by a friend. Number 5, face that trigger in a safe place. I wouldn't want to go to a super busy store in the middle of their rush of customers. I would want to go there when I was really able to concentrate on what I'm doing. Number 6, remind yourself that although anxiety feels uncomfortable, it's still safe. Look around you. Decide whether or not you're safe or not. Let your senses work for you. Number 7, remember to breathe. Breathing is self-regulating. When we breathe with intent, it helps our whole system to calm down. You could breathe in for 4 counts, hold it for 4 counts, breathe out for 4 counts, hold it for 4 counts. Try and pick a speed that works for you. The first time I tried breathing like that, I thought I was gonna die. You have to breathe where you're comfortable. Working on facing these triggers and overcoming these paired associations makes us stronger and resilient. We can become overcomers. Yes. Can I put my arms down now? Okay. I'm here to tell you that we can actually get better at feeling our feelings. Until next time, beautiful humans.